Welcome to the Digital Marketing Insights podcast, brought to you by Brightside Digital.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm delighted and very excited to say that we have Annemarie on the show today, who's a marketing manager. How are you doing, Annemarie?
I'm good, thanks, Tom. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
So, Annemarie, we start off the show the same as always. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am a marketing manager and I run my own business called Pickfinch, which is a digital marketing agency which helps brands with all their marketing, branding, and content creation needs. I started off in the industry with graphic design and branding. I've been in it over about 15 years now. I then went on to I lived in America then for about 10 years, based in Boston, where I continued to work in marketing, graphic design, and branding. And then I started my own business, Pickfinch, over there. And I was a bit on the fence about either staying there or moving home. So eventually I made the move to move home in 2019. And I decided to upscale and I went back and did a course based in Tralee in digital content creation to help with photography and video. So I wanted to upskill in that area after looking at the industry and seeing how important photography and video is now in marketing. So I spent a year and a half doing that. And then I am working as a marketing manager, helping businesses with their online sales. And with Pickfinch, I help businesses with branding. So if a small business is looking for help with their marketing or branding and they come to me, I can help with their marketing strategy, help with their brand message, their brand story, and help them visually tell their story consistently across all platforms, as well as help them develop a proper marketing strategy across social media and all their online presence.
Brilliant. And Annemarie, what would you see as your main strength in digital at the moment as a market driver?
I guess my main strength, coming from my branding background and research and brainstorming and coming up with ideas, my main strength is being able to look at a brand and look at their visual presence and help them keep things consistent. Say they might not have a matching presence on Facebook and Instagram or their website. So I can come in and help a brand clean up their whole visual presence and then help them plan a marketing strategy, yearly, monthly, content creation, and basically help with all their visual needs and strategy. Yeah, I suppose so. The main strength basically is being able to plan their strategies, but also create the elements needed in their strategies and execute their campaigns and come up with creative concepts and ideas for their advertising campaigns. So I can kind of help a brand from start to finish, I can kind of help them from start to finish, from all their design needs, marketing, and content. Like, it's big now. I've started to get more into video. So that's huge on social media at the moment. And also being able to tell a story with the video. It's not just about making a video, it's about telling the right story for their brand and getting the right messaging across. So I suppose that would be my main strength, is helping them tell the right story for their brand and reach the right audience.
That's brilliant. And Annemarie, is there any areas that you think are working really well right at this present time when you're creating content?
Email marketing is working really well, especially if you are a brand that, for online sales. I feel email marketing works really well, especially if you have a brick and mortar store. You've already made a connection with your customers. So if you can gather their emails, you've already developed a relationship and they've had a good experience with you. So then you can retarget them to keep buying online by sending them the proper content, but keeping them informed with like some news or writing blogs, and not to be too salesy either. I think it's really important to, like I said, about telling a story but creating content that your audience wants, not content that you think they want. It's more like you really have to type in.
Yeah, adding value to the experience of the consumer.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's really big, is that you create content for your consumer, your audience, not for you. So you might want to sell, but that doesn't necessarily work. People are more interested in a lot of like behind the scenes, the people who work in, the people who work in a company. I think it's all about like giving little insights, giving like, like you said, value, sharing information with them, giving them tips and tricks, anything that will make them want to come back and, visit your online again, because you're giving them some good information.
Yeah. And Anne-Marie, what softwares would you use to either create content or build out these strategies from the start?
So what I love, Trello is great for planning a social media marketing strategy, because it's visual. I'm very visual. So you can really plan to-do lists. You can put them all on this one board and you can plan your strategy like a month, 2 months. There's another online app which is great for social media. It's called Planner. You can move around your social pages that, you can attach it to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and you can really plan how visually your feed looks, and you can, plan your posts in advance of how they're going to look, so that that you're getting that right. Obviously I love MailChimp for email marketing, also for writing content, blogs, Grammarly. I use all the Adobe products for design, like Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign. If you want to do something quick, there's Canva or Adobe Express. For photography, Lightroom. Video, there's a great app called Mojo app. It's great for doing really nice reels and videos, and it's just handy on your phone. And Adobe Rush is great for making quick videos when you make them with your phone to turn things around quick. Playset is a great application for mock-ups. And then I suppose when I'm making websites, WordPress or Squarespace, sorry, would be the ones I would go to.
That's incredible. A lot of areas covered there, and definitely some
Yeah.
softwares that we're familiar with on the show. Looking at yourself for a second, Anne-Marie, is there any areas you're looking to upskill into, and why? Maybe mentioning some of those platforms that you use.
Yeah, definitely SEO and Google Ads. I'm definitely not an expert in that area, but like I know my way around Google Analytics. I know how to set them all up, but I definitely need to delve more into SEO and Google Ads, and also video. It's something I do use all the time. I use my iPhone a lot. But for a bigger video production for a brand, I'd obviously, you don't have to do everything, so I would just hire someone really good in the industry. But yeah, because video is so big right now, and SEO and Google Ads, I think, would be the main areas I'd like to work or upskill in.
So, looking at the digital industry as a whole, is there anything that really excites you that's coming down the pipeline in the future?
I think what the video content that's being put out there is very exciting. When you see what people are doing, very, with reels and TikToks, and how much they can garner, with followings and audiences, I think it's really great. It's actually, it all changes so quick. So, you don't know what's going to be the next big app. Obviously, TikTok is the main one at the moment, followed by Instagram and YouTube, but I suppose I'm kind of just excited to see what comes next with it. It's kind of hard to, I love creating content and doing strategies, coming up with creative campaigns for brands. So, I always like seeing what's out there and what's being done, and, kind of taking a few tips from that, and hopefully, getting better at what I'm doing then for, with regards to that.
Can you see like e-commerce merging with social media a lot more than it is now? Do you think that's going to be the next big step for social media?
Well, it definitely is already. You've Instagram shops, you've got, Facebook shops. It's already merging, but it definitely, a lot of people I know go on TikTok to check out products before they buy them now, not on Google.
Really?
If they're looking for something, they actually will they'll do their search on TikTok for about products or outfits. So that's quite interesting that it's not just a video app or, informative or funny, that people actually do their searches on there for products.
That's really interesting.
And I see that TikTok is really big, for brands, because obviously they haven't really started. You can get a lot of value on TikTok if you're advertising now and organically, whereas, with Facebook, you have to pay so much. It's really different to what it was a few years ago.
Yeah, completely agree. Yeah, it definitely is the best platform
Yeah.
for reach and money wise as well. And are you optimizing a lot of content for TikTok at the moment?
No, it's something I'm really, I should have said that when I thought of what I need to really upskill in as well, is using TikTok. Now I've just started and I'm working on my strategy, but it is definitely where I'm getting brands to focus on as well, because you really do need to be on it now. Like, you're missing out if you're not on TikTok.
Annemarie, do you have any particular websites or inspiration areas where you use from time to time to come up with new content ideas for your work?
So, to come up with new content ideas, I suppose if I'm working with a client and their brand, and the first thing you do is really research their industry and find out everything about them, and then you look at their competitors, and then based off of that and what their needs are, you'll find great content on sites. Then you come up with ideas. So in the research phase, Pinterest is really great for looking at like content. Behance is really good for looking at design. Creative Market has really great inspiration. Also for videos, definitely Instagram, TikTok, looking at ideas, looking at other industries.
So you would say you look at kind of the industry, the competitors in the industry, and maybe aligning industries as well for a lot of your source of inspiration.
Yeah, no, I'd look at what they're doing, and then I would look. Then you try to come up with something different, but what suits your brand. Do you know what I mean? But what the brand you're working with, you don't want to be the same as competitors. You'll try and come up with something that has a different edge to them. But like for content creation, I suppose there's so many creative sites. I would look at a lot of trends. There's a lot of blogs I read as well. There's like Resourceful Designer, Just Creative. He's very good for branding. I look at a lot of different websites. HubSpot are very good for their blog as well. I look at a lot of resources online that are design based to come up with, to have a look at, that do a lot of brand trends and all of that.
And Annemarie, we always ask this question to end the show, which is, if you could bottle up one personality trait that you have yourself and that you could pass on to others, what would it be?
It's very hard when you're asked that question. What personality trait? I think my ability, is it a trait when I say my ability to listen to my clients and to their needs and work with them to collaborate with them, bring in, I suppose, helping them, collaborating with my clients and listening to their needs, and then creating something visually that they were looking for, coming up with that together. And I think being resilient and being able to move with the times is very important, especially in this industry.
To break that down a little bit more, so like the skill of identifying, really listening to those kind of little touch points that clients say to you, that kind of understanding that communication on what the real wants of a client is.
Yeah, and I suppose being able to communicate with them on that,
Brilliant. Annemarie, thank you so much for being on the show. I've loved everything you said. You could reel off so many different softwares that I'm sure a lot of our audience will look into. But first and foremost, I'd love to say thank you so much for being on the show.
That's great. Thank you so much for having me, Tom. It was a pleasure.